Laura A. Grace here, the author of Dear Author, Letters from Bookish Fangirl, Team Lines of Poetry Collection, and Gathering Faith, my upcoming manga, which should be releasing this spring. Welcome back to Top 5 Wednesday. It is the first Top 5 Wednesday of March, and I am super duper excited. I love this month's prompts. Like, it's taken a little bit of brainstorming for some of them, but I'm super duper duper excited. If you're not familiar with Top 5 Wednesday is, it was formed by Lainey in 2013. The group is now over on Goodreads, and basically each Wednesday there is a prompt, and then we choose 5 books, or in this case manga, that reflect that said prompt. Today's prompt is Star of the Show. For this prompt, there are those books that we love so much, they warm our hearts, and we're just like, man, I wish I could be in this story. The question is, if you had to choose 5 books, again in this case manga, which 5 books would you choose? And this is a little bit of a tough one. I feel just because a lot of the manga I read is like in high school, and I loved my high school experience, and I love the manga set in high school, but I don't know if I'd want the said drama that comes with high school, if you know what I mean. I think I chose like some fairly diverse ones because I was like, some of the high school ones that I would choose, I just don't know. But this one for sure, and these are in no certain order. For my first one, I'm gonna say Waiting for Spring. Mizuki. Yes, like I love Waiting for Spring so much. I am just so ecstatic that next week, if Kodansha does not change it, we are getting the final volume of this manga, which means I can finally binge read through this whole thing because yes, I have not actually read through the whole entire manga. I've read the first few volumes, but I just fell head over heels and just collected the whole manga this past Christmas. And I love this story. I love Mitsuki. I love how she is able to interact with this basketball team and how she makes friends with them and she makes other friends that are not on the basketball team. It is just a fantastic story set in high school, and because it has those sports themes, I am like 100% on board with it. So if I could just go and hang out with these guys, I totally would, because I think they're all really unique and they're just a fun bunch, and I feel like there would just be so many shenanigans. Like, they could teach me how to play basketball, because usually, I'm always gushing about haiku and how I would love for, Hinata's team to teach me how to play volleyball, but Towa and his buddies, they could totally teach me how to play basketball. I would 100% be up for it. Another one set in high school that I absolutely love is Beauty Pop. Oh my goodness. Like, Beauty Pop was one of my top books that I read last year, and I have been waiting so long and intently trying to find this manga for a really good price, because on Amazon, I believe it's out of print. You could find them on Right Stuff now, but I found a seller that had volumes 1 through 9 for a really, really good price, especially considering that the price he was offering is you can only get 3 volumes of those on Mercari, which is another site that you can go to look at used things or sometimes new things too. It's like eBay, but different. Beauty Pop, yes. Kiri is so adorable, and what makes this definitely one that I would love to be in is because if you liked, I can't even think of the show right now, oh my goodness, there we go. America's Top Model. If you like that show, this is almost like America's Top Model, but without all the drama, without the photography and everything like that, which is part of the show. It's an awesome part of the show, but I loved the last 10-15 minutes of seeing. Anyway, I digress, but yes, if you like America's Next Top Model, this has all of those things, but in a high school setting with this really quirky main character who doesn't actually love what she does. And look at her. And look at Shampoo. Oh, I just love this manga so much. I would absolutely love to go hang out with the Scissors Project, and just even if I wasn't chosen per se to be one of the contestants that wins and gets a makeover by the Scissors Project, just being able to see them and hang out with them would be so much fun. And Kiri, yes, I must hang out with Kiri. And I would just love to meet Shampoo, and I would just love to try and talk with her because she's just such a fun character. I highly, highly recommend this manga. It is just so good. I love it so much, and I need to do a reread because it's just so much fun, especially if you like beauty makeovers and things with just hair salons and whatnot, but in a school setting, it is so much fun. Now, this one, shout out to Christy Liu, because she had recommended this and I looked into it, and oh my goodness, I fell head over heels for these. It's a really short series, and that is the Heiress and the Chauffeur. Oh my goodness. So quick backstory with this. I checked this out from my library. I read them both in a day and I was so moved. Like, I was shocked how much I related to the main character. Sayaka is just a fantastic heroine. Like, I was just moved to tears by the end, which really, really shocked me, to be honest. I was not expecting to be so emotionally moved, and maybe that's why I loved it, because that same day I went and actually bought the volumes for myself, because I was like, I need this. I love them so much, and it is set in the Taisho era. And though the mangaka says that she did take some liberties, but just the story itself, like going to another era in Japan, I think this was set during the time when there was beginning to be more Western influence. So you have an interesting mix of Western and Eastern culture on, like, seeing it on the clothing and just sort of mixing that in with the Heiress and the Chauffeur and just finding interesting stuff out about the inspiration for this manga is really, really good. So anyway, that was a long backstory, but I love this manga and I definitely plan to do a review on it. I've read it like 3 times already within the period of like 2.5 weeks. So yes, if I could just go and be her for a day, I totally would. Yes. So it would just be really fun. And I think to go to Sayaka's school would be really interesting, to go to an all-girls school. So I just would love to go back in the Taisho era and just experience everything that Sayaka experiences. Maybe not the romance, because I'm definitely happily married, but just, I feel like just the world, I want to say the world building, but it's based off of real things, but hopefully that makes sense. For number 4, I have to mention Snow White with the red hair. Everything about this manga would just be incredible everything. I don't even have the words like that. I feel like I'm just like stumbling over my words, but I love this manga. I know I don't gush about it as much as I probably should, because it's one of the first fantasy mangas that I got into, and I have like a lot of the volumes. I haven't read all of them, but I loved this story. Shirayuki and Zen are just goals. They're so sweet, and I just love the adventures that they go on. Shirayuki has such a big heart, and just the beginning of her story is absolutely priceless, and I don't know if I'd have that same boldness that she showed, but it would still just be really fun to go into the story world and just be her for a day, see how it'd be to be a herbalist, and just hang out with Zen and the gang. I mean, ultimately, at the end of the day, that is what I would want to do. I don't have volume 1, but Kimi ni Todoke. So much drama in this high school series. I meant to mention this one, but I absolutely love Kimi ni Todoke. It had such a strong impression on me, and it's one series that I definitely would love to collect. It is just a powerful, powerful series, and I think it can just have such a huge impact on young women that read it. I love Kasehaya, Sawako, just all of the friends. Chizu is probably one of my favorite characters because she's just so funny, and I absolutely would love to go hang out with them for a day, for sure. I think it would just be so much fun, and it would be interesting going back to high school and then being in a Japanese high school setting. I don't know, but again, it comes down to wanting to hang out with all of the friends and do the fun things that they do together and just experience Sawako's life for a day. I know technically this would be my number 6 one, so it's going to be my honorable mention, and it's one I haven't read, but I must mention it. It is a digital only manga, and that is I Fell in Love After School. Hands down, if I could be a volleyball manager, boom, I'm going to take it. So I don't even remember the MC's name, but this is a manga that I would just absolutely love to be the character for a day. Granted, the main dude, because if you read the preview, he throws away his volleyball shoes. He's getting a lecturing for that because, no, you're going to go play volleyball. I don't care what your reasons are. This is volleyball. Rant over. But I just would love to go be a volleyball manager. I think that would just be so much fun. Though my first pick would definitely be the volleyball manager for Haiku, I just really, really want to read this manga because it's just so sweet, and I'm waiting for Kodansha to do a book sale on it. So hopefully this year they will, and I can read it. I heard it's very good. It does have quite a bit of drama, but that's okay because she's a volleyball manager, and I am 100% down for that. I feel like I said 100% like 3 or 4 times. Sorry guys, my bad. But that concludes like the heroines that I would love to be in a said manga. Totally let me know what are some manga that you would love to just dive into that story and be that character for a day. I would love to hear from you, my friends. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and thanks so much for watching. Bye!